Hey there guys, how's it going, and welcome to a new Black Ops 2 Gold Gun video where we take a look at all of the weapons you can get gold camo for in Black Ops 2 multiplayer and do a bit of a breakdown. Not only do I show off the gold camo, we go through all of the statistics and the properties of the weapon to suggest some of the best perks, attachments and playstyle that I think you're going to need to make the most out of each weapon. Of course, because I've got the gold camo, I've also got the experience of using the weapon, so it's a mix of experience and statistics and just working out in general what is best for each weapon. In case some of these weapons you hadn't really played around with and you weren't sure what to use, you can use these gold gun videos as a nice little guide for that. So there you saw the weapon in detail, as well as a nice slow reload, because there's so many camos in Black Ops 2 these days. Gold's not always the most desirable. You might want to use one of your DLC ones that you've bought, or maybe even go for that diamond camo. So let's talk about the DSR 50. The most notable thing about this gun is it's extremely high damage. It is the highest damage gun in Black Ops 2 and will get you a one-shot kill practically every time. Only in the legs will this weapon not get you a one-shot kill, and if you actually use it with a suppressor, it's still a one-shot kill most of the time. It's only kind of waist area that it sometimes won't get that one-shot kill. Now, why would you use this over, say, a ballista or an XPR? The ballista is faster aiming down sight. You will normally get a one-shot kill with the ballista, and the XPR shoots a lot faster. Now, the main reason you'd probably use this weapon, in my opinion, is if you're someone who just likes to be quite aggressive with their sniping. Maybe you're playing a game mode where you want to get lots of sniper feeds, maybe you're making a montage or something, and you don't have the time every single time to actually make sure you get that shot right in the high chest. Now, you'll see in most of these clips I am actually aiming for that high chest area. I've just kind of programmed myself to not shoot unless it is in the kind of upper body area, because I'm so used to using the ballista. That's still my favorite sniper rifle, but this one you might want to choose if you fancy messing around a bit, trying a no scope, trying to get people through walls. The extra damage will serve you well in those situations. So what are the downfalls of this weapon? Obviously that high damage is very much a positive thing, but in my opinion the main downfall, apart from maybe the slow aim down sight compared to the ballista, is the fact that it's quite slow shooting. You know, it's going to take you a long time to take that second shot, and if you're coming up against someone, especially in a close quarter situation, they're going to have a ton of time to try and kill you. So it's very important that you get that first shot on target, which in my opinion means that you probably will want to take that extra second to make sure your aim is spot on. But like I say, this one in my opinion is more for messing around, no scope, shooting people through walls and all that kind of business. Another kind of bad trait of this weapon is the fact that it only has 5 bullets per magazine, and that turns into 7 with extended mag. The problem being with extended mag, or extended clip should I say, is that you also get a slower reload when you put that on. So that is not very good at all, considering this is a very slow reloading gun. It's about 3.5 seconds, and you will really notice it sometimes when you run out of ammunition, especially if there's a lot going on around you and you really need to get some more shots away. So because of this, my first attachment that I would recommend is fast mags. I like to go into ground war with this weapon, try and get some nice sniper feeds, and that often means that there are going to be people spawning around me. And I suppose not only that, I do have a little bit of reload syndrome where I tend to reload more often than I need to. So fast mags is a really useful attachment with this weapon. Although to be fair, you could probably run this without an attachment at all. I don't think there's really an attachment that is absolutely necessary. The ones that I'm recommending are just kind of things that I found worked really well. You can also slap a suppressor on this and you don't take much of a damage hit, so that again is good. Dual band is great if you're going to mix it with the smoke especially, but like I said a minute ago, extended clip, it slows down your reload. I probably wouldn't go for that. So the next attachment that I'm going to recommend, one that I used a lot, was laser sight. And at first it sounds a bit silly because some people say, well, all it does really is tighten up your kind of hip spread and it's not really going to help you no scope. It will help you no scope a little bit, but I don't put it on there so I can no scope. I put it on there because I find that having the crosshairs in a much tighter area really helps me aim. It helps me get my aim sorted out before I aim down sight, and if they're really far apart, and this weapon in particular, if you don't have laser sight, those crosshairs I've seen like they're an absolute miles away, it can be very difficult to actually aim in on people quickly. So I like to have them nice and close together, and laser sight is what does that for you. Obviously it was steady aim in previous games. One thing that people might not really realise is is when you run, those crosshairs become wider, so you probably don't want to be running too much with this weapon. In my ideal kind of situation is I might run to somewhere and then I'll kind of set up shop somewhere. I will find an area that I think is really good and I'll tend to walk around as much as possible. You don't want to be running into someone and then seeing them and it's kind of a standoff situation where they'll be aiming down sight and shooting you with an automatic. You want to make it so that you've got the advantage. They won't expect you there, or that you're already aiming down sight. Otherwise, a lot of people will outgun you quite a lot. Now, to be honest, if you're playing against very good players, the sniper in particular is going to be very difficult to use, considering that if you miss that first shot and then they see you, they've got so much time to actually kill you that you're going to have a hard time with that. So I actually had the most fun when I ran into easier lobbies. So, I mean, take that as you will. It tends to mean it might be a bit lucky if you find an easy lobby. You never really know, but sometimes if you do get an easy lobby and there are a lot of people in there, you can get some real nice sniper feeds. And as you can see in some of these clips, I'm not the world's best sniper, but I managed to do some serious damage with quite a small amount of playtime, and that speaks quite highly of the weapon. That's why I've given it an 8 out of 10. Now, especially because the fire rate is so slow on this weapon, I would definitely recommend using a secondary pistol as a backup, and all of the pistols, maybe bar the Executioner, are absolutely brilliant in this game, so just go for your favourite pistol of choice. If you want to know about perks, I think they're quite a personal preference in Black Ops 2, but I found that running Toughness, Flak Jacket and Tac Mask were quite good, just things that tend to help your aim with the weapon and tended to stop people from being able to affect you once you'd found a spot that you really enjoy sniping from, making sure your aim stays on point. So coming up here is probably the best little clip that I got while using the weapon. I hope you enjoyed this video as always, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate your support. And that's it for now, guys. I will see you next time.